Yeah, I mean, we didn't come out ready to play. I thought we knew Oklahoma was good, and we tried to warn our guys before the game. Sometimes when teams are down a couple players, has a galvanizing effect. You know, we've all been in coaching a while. It's happened for us and against us. You know, I thought these guys, they play hard to begin with, and then when they're down two starters, they really brought it. So we tried to tell our guys I got to do a better job making sure we're ready to play. I mean, we had 6 turnovers right out of the gate in the first 4 minutes of the game. They started on an 11-2 run. You know, we talk about starts and close to halves. They started on an 11-2 run, closed on a 6-0 run. We actually had a decent start to the second half, but then our close to the game, you know, and this was one where the Kentucky game, you get the under 4 immediate timeout right in there at the 4-minute mark. We had 5 stops in a row, finished on an 18-5 run. This one, you know, we came in, I think it was a 1-point game with the under 4 immediate timeout. Kind of talked about this is our time. Let's do it again. Well, we wasn't meant to be this time. We last 4 minutes, I think we were 0 for 7 our last 7 field goals. You know, we missed, I think, 3 layups in that stretch, open threes, guys that hit. So not our best performance. You know, I told our guys if we can learn from it, it'll end up helping us in the long run. But, you know, we can go one of 2 ways. We can learn from it, come back and play a lot better the next game, or you know, we can send us into a tailspin. So see what our leadership does. I like our leadership. I think, you know, Herb, Petty, Bruner's saying the right things. I thought Reese played great tonight. You know, his best game he's given us. I thought he really came out with some energy. We needed him without Bruner. So, you know, we just didn't, as a group, put it together enough to beat a quality team like Oklahoma.
Thanks, Coach. Reminder, if you have a question, use the raise hand function. We'll start with Tony Sukalis.
Nate, we saw Herb kind of – he seemed like he was favoring his leg, and he was kind of gritting through another game. You know, Oklahoma was out 2 starters, but you were pretty banged up too. What did you see from both Herb and just the rest of your team in terms of just being a little beaten up?
I mean, Herb's a warrior. Everybody in Alabama knows how tough that kid is. He'll play with anything. He's nowhere close to being 100%. I mean, you saw some of the layups he missed at the rim. Those are dunks when he's healthy. You know, he had a hard time beating this guy off the dribble. You know, so then, you know, we still had to play him. I mean, he's still better than a lot of other guys, even at 50%. So, you know, defensively, you know, I thought, you know, when Herb was in the game, I mean, we were better than when he was not in the game. You know, our overall efficiency was, I think, a .94, and Herb was .87 when he was in. So, you know, you're playing guys that are trying to give you whatever they got, but he's not quite there, you know. So it definitely hurts not having Bruner. Reese was great, you know, but when you can go back and forth with those two, you know, and keep a fresh Bruner or Reese out there, it's a different deal too. But you know, everybody's playing without guys at this stage. I mean, it's February. So even in a non-COVID year, nobody's 100% the end of January, February. So we got to have other guys step up. We've got to get other guys prepared better. We've got to, you know, some guys have had unfortunate circumstances, medical conditions, you know, Rojas, Quinterly. We got to get them back playing like they were before they were out with their medical stuff. So that's on us as coaches. We just got to figure it out a little bit better.
Let's go next to Cecil Herb.
Coach, obviously you look at the stat sheet and it's 10-0 on second chance points. They sort of dominated the offensive glass. Was it personnel? Was it just effort?
I think that's an effort thing. I thought it was an effort thing today. You know, we had 2 old boards in the first half. Juwan Gary had 1, and we had a team offensive rebound. Everybody else was zeros. You know, then we come out in the second half. Herb ends up getting 4. And then Keon Ellis had 1. That was it in the second half. No more old boards. So, you know, you can't win big games when you're giving up 10 second chance points and getting 0. So we got to play hard. We got to get her, you know, it's the one thing for a while now we've been stressing with our guys. You know, when you hit as many threes as we had hit and you do as, you know, we've been playing pretty good on defense, but our rebounding hasn't been very good. So it costs us a game now. So maybe maybe we can take it more seriously now that it costs us a game.
Next up, Mike Rodak.
Nate, I think the box score credited Shaq with 6 missed layups or at least shots under the rim in this game, and 3 in the final 3 minutes. Just how do you fix that, and what kind of went wrong on those?
It's unfortunate. He's not a guy that typically he's a big-time scorer. He's got to make them for us. He's going to feel worse about it than anybody. I'm not going to get all over him. We need him to play better. I thought he was pretty good in most other areas. I mean, he owns his stuff. He shot 2 or 3 from 3, 100% the free throw line. That's the other problem. We go 9 of 14 at the free throw line. Like, you got to step up and make free throws. So, if we made some free throws various parts of the game, it's a different situation late in the game. You're not chasing from behind. So, layups, free throws, offensive boards, a lot of little things that are really, I think those are things you can control. A little bit better focus, a little bit better preparation. The one that really hurt was when he missed the transition one that, he got to his left hand. He had missed a couple with his right. Those tough finishes with his offhand, hopefully makes. We got continue to work with him on it. I mean, but he's having to play the point. He's a more natural too, but I think he's shown he's capable of playing the point because Herb was so banged up and couldn't beat anybody off the dribble and just weren't getting good enough minutes from other guys that are capable of playing that spot.
Let's go to Tyler Martin next.
Yeah, Nate, it seemed like, too, it was Keon Ellis. It was one of his better individual performances of the year. Even the defense on the final shot, I mean, he did all he could there. What did you kind of see out of him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he plays hard. Our defensive numbers are always better when he's in the game. Offensively, he's got to be able to handle pressure a little bit more. He had that tough turnover, but, he made shots. It's unfortunate his foot was on the line on that 3 that he hit. I mean, it wasn't a 3. It was a long 2 in the corner, but it should have been a 3. But, I mean, he's a guy, you look at his efficiency numbers, and we're better on offense and defense both when he's in the game. So we got to figure out a way to get him some more minutes, Shaq and JP are 2 leading returning scorers in the SEC, kind of plays the same spot as him, but maybe it's a deal where you play Shaq more to 1, and then you can play the 3 of them on the floor together more because he's playing well. I mean, he's one of our best defenders. He guards, he plays hard, he hustles, he's coachable. When you get on him, I'll figure out a way to get it done. So, yeah, I mean, he's been coming along for us. We just got to get him a little bit better at a few other things, but he's definitely one of our better 2-way players on the team.
Do a few more questions, starting with Steve Moulton.
Coach, it's been a minute since you've lost, so I am curious about how the locker room overall reacted to the loss.
It's definitely somber. I think guys understand that we didn't come out ready to play. And I told them, we've been warning them for 2 games. We have not played. This is the 3rd game in a row we have not played well. We squeaked by Mississippi State, came back from behind in the last 4 minutes against Kentucky. But 3 games in a row now, we haven't played well. So, you try to warn them. When you're winning, it doesn't always come across the same way as when you take a loss. So I hope we're mature enough that they understand that if we continue to do what we do, it's going to go down. I mean, we put ourselves in a great spot to win the league. Had a great first half of the league. We got to get it fixed. We got to get it righted. We got to get better effort, better focus. Coaching staff's got to do a better job. But I mean, guys are disappointed. It's not the end of the world. Guys understand. One of our senior leaders made the point that they kind of punched us in the face with their run to go up 12, and we responded with a run ourselves to give us the lead back. Now we got punched in the face in a full game. Can we respond the same way with a full game that looks like our run that got us the lead back? Can we get our games going back where the full 40 minutes looks like we're fighting back from getting punched in the mouth? So if we have that mentality, we'll be all right.
Let's do a last question here. Cliff Brunt with the Associated Press.
Yeah, Coach, Devion Harmon took on a lot of the responsibility, that Reeves would have taken on. normally. Just your thoughts on what he was able to do as a player. He took on quite a bit more today.
Good player. We knew he was a good player. He's a guy that can beat you off the dribble, strong, tough, physical. I mean, I was out watching our guys warm up early. He was there, full sweat, ready to play. Tell the kids, like, was amped up. He knew, they were going to be missing their starting point guard. They pushed him over to it, and he did an unbelievable job. I mean, you look at his line. I mean, he had 18 points to go with 4 assists. Played well. You got to credit those guys. I mean, Oklahoma's a well-coached team that plays really hard with a great defensive game plan. And they've got players that stepped up when they need them to step up, and Harmon's at the top of that list. But, I mean, Gibson gets put in the starting lineup. I mean, that kid could play when, at North Texas. He's a big-time player. He played some point guard there too. So, he ends up playing 34 minutes where he's not used to playing that many minutes. So, and even Manic coming off his deal where he hadn't played as much and it kind of was in and out, ends up with 12 points and, only hit 1 3 in those 12, but gave him a lot of other solid, things, 6 rebounds, 12 points. I mean, they're a good team. It's the reason they've won, what is this, their 4th game? They've beaten the top 10 team in the month of January. So there's a reason. They're good. I mean, we tried to warn our guys, no matter who was out on the floor. I mean, they're missing 2 starters. The rest of these guys are really good. So, yeah, I thought Harmon was great for him tonight.
All right, thank you.